Hello, my name is Shaden and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about portrait photography, specifically black and white film. I found my yearbook back in 2008, and in this yearbook are portraits that I took of my friends when we were seniors. I think there's about 8 or 9 portraits I took of my friends because they knew I was a photographer, so they asked me to take photos of them for their senior pictures or senior portraits, and I did it. And I don't think they would want me to be showing you these images, but let's just say that I know the images that I took, and when I look at them, they look really good in comparison to all the other portraits that are around them by like actual professional photographers. But when I look at these images now, and especially the ones that I took, I'm thinking, man, I've come a long way. And what these portraits on, for senior portraits in this yearbook, 2008, which is like almost 20 years ago, yikes. What I can see on here, it's very posed and very like stiff. And now when I do portraits, especially like when I want to capture someone, it's not really necessarily about like their glam or their beauty that I want to capture, even though they are beautiful and I guess glamorous. What I mostly focus on now when I capture portraits of people is kind of a feeling or an emotion. I guess the essence of who they are, like their characteristic. Which is kind of hard because you're taking an image of someone's characteristic, but there's elements around, there's things that they do, there's things they laugh at, you know, certain way they hold certain things or how they interact with certain people that you can kind of capture their character. You can kind of capture the emotion in that image that kind of tells a lot about that person. So recently I took on a passion project where I photograph photographers, and I called it Portraits of a Photographer on Film. And I'm using black and white HP5 film, which is my favorite, and for the most part I'm pushing it 2 stops. So I want to talk about the first 3 photographers that I captured on film. I think one of the greatest portrait photographers is a guy named Don Cullen. This is a photographer that chases emotion and feelings, not necessarily a perfect photo of someone posing. Rather, he's capturing a story of who the person is. And another quote for him that I absolutely love is, "Photography for me is not looking, it's feeling." So in the last 3 months, I shot 3 different photographers on 3 different occasions, and I tried to capture emotion that tells a story of who they are. So in this passion project that I'm titling Portraits of a Photographer on Film, I captured 3 of my really good friends who are extremely good at their craft, and they are Alyssa, Ashley, Braden, These 3 photographers are extremely experienced in their craft. With the 3 of them combined, I think they have probably thousands of clients altogether. I know these 3 individuals have been into photography since like maybe before high school. So thousands upon thousands of hours. I think it's Max Gladwell who termed like it takes 10,000 hours to master a craft. And I believe like they're coming up or they've already hit the 10,000 hour mark. For me, I feel like it was a bit nervous trying to capture these photographers because it's like, you know, I'm a photographer, they're a photographer, we do things very differently. So I had like this kind of anxious like, I wonder what they think about my flow of capturing images. But I guess at the end of the day, we just had fun, and I don't know, I love the images that we were able to make together. I've come to realize that there are 5 most important emotions when capturing a portrait. And they are joy, peace, wonder, playfulness, and vulnerability. And in this video, I want to talk about images that I captured based upon those emotions. So what I did was, of all the 3 photo shoots that I've done, with 3 separate photographers on 3 separate occasions, I printed out all the photographs and I chose 1 image per emotion per photographer. Of all the 3 photo shoots that I've done with the 3 separate photographers, I chose 5 images to represent each emotion. And so each category has 3 images, and of those 3 images, I chose my favorite. All right, so the first one is peace, and I chose this image. Braden is somebody that likes adventure. He likes to go hiking, camping, jumping off waterfalls. And he's here sitting on a rock staring at kind of a raging waterfall. And I like how he's just sitting there and he's kind of slouching over. This would be a incredibly bad portrait photo, in my opinion, if it was for senior pictures. Because first of all, he's not looking at the camera, he's looking away. There's a bunch of like distraction in the foreground. Like he's slouching. But I love this image because again, it's not about beauty or glam or perfection. It's about capturing an emotion. And here, I can see that this emotion that he has here is peace. The next emotion is wonder, and here are the images that I took of wonder. Of these 3 images, my favorite is the one of Ashley looking at her daughter. This is kind of a portrait of her daughter, but when I took this image, I'm looking at Ashley because you can see on her face, she has like kind of a smirk, like a mama bear pride kind of a face, looking at her daughter. The focus is on her daughter, and that's what mamas do. The focus is on their children. And I love this image, and I think this really strikes the word wonder, is because the way that Ash is looking at her daughter is like a face of pride and like a face of wonder. Like, I wonder what life you're gonna have. Like, what experiences are you gonna have? Are you gonna see the world? Who are you gonna become? Like, are you gonna have kids someday? What is your career? Are you gonna go to college? It's almost like in this image I can see Ash like dreaming big dreams for her daughter. And this image, like, we weren't even, I guess, shooting yet because like we were still kind of getting ready to shoot portrait. And I knew this was the perfect image to capture the portrait of Ash, which is the pride of being a mother. In this image, it might just seem like she's preparing her daughter's hair, but what mamas do is they prepare their kids for life. And she is someone that really takes pride and joy in raising her kids properly. The next emotion let's go through is joy. And the image that I like the most was of Alyssa. The way that she is looking at the image that she just took with a face of like excitement and of joy. And I've known Alyssa for, I don't know, 20 plus years. She loves what she gets to do, which is to capture athletes. And her business is called Ascend, because when she takes or she makes images of individuals, it's to ascend them to their, I guess, higher calling or to their full potential. She's all about elevating athletes at what she does, and she does a amazing job. And it was really neat watching her work and watching her interact with her clients. You can tell she is full of joy when she does it. Like, she just comes alive, and it shows throughout her work. All right, so the next emotion is playfulness, and here are the images that I chose. And my favorite image of these 3 is the one of Ashley with her daughter. I love this image because now the focus is mainly on Ashley, because her daughter kind of has hair over her face, and you can really see Ashley's expression of playfulness here as she's playing with her daughter. And again, this is like kind of like a mama's heart of having fun with her children. What they're doing is they're just kind of playing with the sheets, which is really not fun or playful at all. But what makes this image amazing is that they're enjoying each other's company. They like being playful with one another. And I feel like I captured that essence of that in this image with Ashley playing with her daughter. The last emotion is vulnerability. And the image that I chose was the one with Ashley with her children. I really love this photo because it's a very unpolished photo. It's kind of like I'm just like capturing them in their real moment, as if I'm not even there. Like, there's not a camera trying to capture laughter or perfect poses. It's just kind of like, that's who they are. They're just with each other, son, daughter, and mom. Not trying to create a perfect photo or anything like that, but they're just with each other, living their life. Ash is drinking water, her son is eating a lollipop, her daughter is brushing her hair. I really enjoy this image because, I don't know, there's something about it that it's just raw. It's not a polished image. I would look at this image and be like, this is not a very good portrait photo in terms of following the rules or capturing, I guess, glamour or beauty, even though these individuals are very beautiful. I captured raw emotion of vulnerability. I don't know what it is about this image, because in this day and age when we're posting on Instagram and Reels, it's like all about perfect posture and smiles and AI and filters. We don't get the realness anymore. And that's kind of the beauty of black and white film. It's hard sometimes, there's a lot of imperfections, but it adds character. And that's why I love capturing these images, is that is not perfect. There's a lot of character in these images. To wrap this up, I have a few more photographers in the future that I'm going to photograph. But these were the first 3 photographers that I captured on film. And I'm sure there are going to be many more, and I can bring you along for the journey. If you go on my Instagram on Shade and Shoots, you can kind of follow my journey when I'm doing this passion project called Portraits of a Photographer on Film. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next episode.